Celestial Academy stood as a beacon of knowledge and power, orbiting majestically around the edge of a black hole. It was the training ground for the galaxy's most promising minds, a place where students with extraordinary abilities honed their skills under the guidance of experienced mentors. Among these mentors was Dr. Elias Stone, a former military strategist with a mysterious past. One quiet evening, as the stars shimmered in the void of space, Dr. Stone made a startling discovery in the Academy's ancient archives. Dusting off an old leather-bound tome, he found an ancient prophecy etched in the pages. The prophecy spoke of the Chosen, a group of gifted students destined to prevent an intergalactic catastrophe. The words were cryptic, but clear. A great war was coming, and only these unique individuals could save the galaxy from destruction. Dr. Stone's heart pounded as he thought of his students. Luna, who could control and manipulate light and darkness. Max, a genetically enhanced young man with superhuman strength and agility. Kai, a psionic warrior capable of telepathy and telekinesis. And Ava, who could control the elements, especially fire and water. He knew deep down that they were the ones mentioned in the prophecy. As he pondered over the ancient text, alarms blared throughout the Academy, jolting him back to reality. A mysterious rift had appeared near the black hole, emitting strange signals and energy pulses. The students, scattered across the Academy grounds, felt the tremors and rushed to their command stations. Dr. Stone grabbed his communicator and called his students to the briefing room. "We have an emergency," he said, his voice steady yet urgent. "A threat unlike any we've faced before is upon us. Gather your gear and meet me immediately. Our time has come." The students, sensing the gravity of the situation, exchanged worried glances but moved swiftly. They trusted Dr. Stone with their lives, knowing that he had trained them for moments like this. Little did they know, this was only the beginning of a battle that would test their limits and shape the future of the galaxy. In the briefing room, the gravity of the situation was palpable. Dr. Elias Stone stood before his students, his eyes reflecting the weight of the ancient prophecy. Each student represented a unique talent and background, making them an invaluable team. Luna, a girl with luminous silver hair, possessed the rare ability to manipulate light and darkness. Her powers made her both a beacon and a shadow, able to bend light to her will or shroud herself in impenetrable darkness. Luna's calm demeanor often masked her inner struggle to balance the light and dark within her. Max, towering over his peers with his impressive physique, was the product of advanced genetic engineering. His superhuman strength and agility made him a formidable fighter, but his kind heart and unwavering loyalty defined him. Despite his enhancements, Max often grappled with the desire to be seen as more than just a weapon. Kai, with his intense gaze and serene presence, was a psionic warrior capable of telepathy and telekinesis. His abilities allowed him to move objects with his mind and communicate silently, skills that made him an invaluable asset in both combat and strategy. Kai's calm exterior belied the intense mental discipline required to control his powers. Ava, with fiery red hair and a spirit to match, could control the elements, especially fire and water. Her ability to summon flames or calm raging seas made her a versatile and unpredictable force. Ava's passion for justice and her fierce protective nature drove her to excel, though she sometimes struggled with the destructive potential of her powers. As Dr. Stone detailed the prophecy, the students listened intently, their faces a mix of determination and concern. The prophecy speaks of a great war and the Chosen, who possess unique abilities to save the galaxy, he explained. "You are those chosen ones. The rift near the black hole is the first sign of the impending threat." Suddenly, the room shook as another tremor hit the Academy. Dr. Stone's communicator crackled to life. "Sir, we're detecting hostile entities emerging from the rift," a voice reported urgently. Dr. Stone's expression hardened. "It's the Umbra," he said, his voice filled with grim resolve. "An ancient race that can manipulate shadows and darkness. They seek to harness the power of the black hole to dominate the universe." The students exchanged determined glances. "We won't let that happen," Luna declared, her eyes glowing with resolve. Dr. Stone nodded. We must act quickly. The fate of the galaxy rests on our shoulders. Prepare for battle, and remember, together we are stronger. With a final nod, the team dispersed to gear up, knowing that the real fight was about to begin. This was no longer just a test of their abilities. It was a battle for survival and the future of their world. The Celestial Academy was in chaos as the first wave of Umbra forces breached its outer defenses. The dark, shadowy figures moved with eerie precision, their forms shifting and melding with the darkness around them. Alarms blared, and the Academy's lights flickered as the invaders approached. Dr. Stone, Luna, Max, Kai, and Ava gathered in the command center, quickly coordinating their strategy. We need to hold them off and protect the students who can't fight, Dr. Stone commanded. Luna, use your light to disrupt their shadows. Max, you'll handle the front line. Kai, provide telekinetic support. Ava, control the elements to create barriers and offensive strikes. With a unified determination, the team sprang into action. Luna's hands glowed as she summoned beams of intense light, cutting through the shadowy figures and forcing them back. Her light manipulation created temporary safe zones where other students could regroup. Max, using his enhanced strength and agility, charged into the fray, taking down Umbra soldiers with powerful blows. His movements were a blur, a testament to his genetic enhancements, and he kept the invaders at bay with sheer force. Kai's psionic abilities allowed him to lift debris and create telekinetic shields, protecting his friends and fellow students from harm. His mental focus was unyielding, and he used his powers to hurl objects at the Umbra, disrupting their formations. Ava's control over fire and water added a dynamic edge to the battle. She conjured fiery barriers that burned the Umbra on contact and used torrents of water to push them back. Her elemental attacks created a constantly shifting battlefield, making it difficult for the Umbra to advance. Despite their efforts, the Umbra's numbers seemed endless, and their ability to blend into the shadows made them a formidable foe. The Academy shook with each new wave of attackers, and the students felt the weight of their responsibility growing heavier. As the battle raged on, Dr. Stone remained in the command center, monitoring the situation and directing the defense. He knew they needed more than just brute force to win this war. The key to their victory lay in the mysterious rift near the black hole. "We can't keep this up forever," Dr. Stone said, his voice tense. "We need to stabilize that rift and stop the Umbra at their source. It's our only chance." Just then, a loud explosion rocked the Academy, and the lights flickered once more. The Umbra had unleashed a device that opened dimensional rifts, allowing monstrous creatures from other realities to pour into the Academy. The students' hearts raced as they faced this new threat, realizing that the true battle was only just beginning. Determined to protect their home and fulfill the prophecy, Luna, Max, Kai, and Ava steeled themselves for the fight of their lives. They knew the fate of the galaxy depended on their courage, teamwork, and unyielding resolve. With the Academy under siege and monstrous creatures emerging from the dimensional rifts, Dr. Stone gathered Luna, Max, Kai, and Ava for a critical strategy session. The room hummed with urgency as holographic maps of the Academy and the surrounding space displayed the encroaching threat. "We can't keep this up," Dr. Stone said, pointing to the growing red zones on the map. "The Umbra are using those rifts to bring in reinforcements. We need to close them and push them back." Luna frowned, her eyes glowing faintly. "How do we do that?" Dr. Stone tapped a section of the map near the largest rift. "There's a device in the heart of their stronghold that's controlling the rifts. If we can infiltrate their base and disable it, we can stop their reinforcements and stabilize the dimensional rifts." Max clenched his fists. "Let's do it. We'll need to move fast and hit them hard." Kai nodded, his eyes narrowing in concentration. "I'll use my telekinesis to move us through their defenses quickly. Ava, can you handle creating distractions with your elements?" Ava smirked. "Consider it done. I'll give them something to worry about." Just as they finalized their plan, the door to the command center slid open, revealing a familiar face. Professor Riker, one of the Academy's senior instructors. But there was something off about him. His eyes glinted with a strange, dark light. "Riker," Dr. Stone said, suspicion lacing his voice. "What are you doing here?" Riker smirked. "I've come to see the prophecy fulfilled. You see, I've been working with the Umbra all along. They promised me power beyond imagination." Ava's eyes widened in shock. "You're the traitor." Riker's smirk widened. "Indeed. And now you won't leave this room alive." With a swift motion, Riker summoned shadowy tendrils from the darkness, aiming to capture the team. But Luna was quicker. She countered with a burst of light, illuminating the room and dispersing the shadows. "Go!" Luna shouted. "I'll hold him off." Dr. Stone, Max, Kai, and Ava rushed out of the command center, leaving Luna to face Riker. The urgency of their mission intensified. They had to disable the rift device and stop the Umbra, all while knowing a traitor had been among them. As they navigated through the chaotic academy, Kai used his telekinesis to lift debris and clear paths, while Ava summoned fire and water to create diversions. Max led the charge, his strength clearing the way for his friends. Finally, they reached the heart of the Umbra stronghold. The device was a massive pulsating machine, surrounded by shadowy figures. The team readied themselves for the final battle, knowing that the fate of the galaxy rested on their success. Just as they were about to engage, Dr. Stone had a sudden realization. "The device is connected to the black hole's energy. If we destabilize it incorrectly, it could cause a catastrophic collapse." Ava nodded. "We'll have to disable it precisely and quickly." "Let's do this." With steely determination, the team launched their attack, ready to face whatever horrors the Umbra would throw at them. The true test of their courage and skills had begun, and they knew there was no turning back. The heart of the Umbra stronghold was a sprawling, shadowy fortress, pulsating with an eerie glow from the dimensional rift device at its center. Dr. Stone, Max, Kai, and Ava advanced cautiously, knowing that any misstep could spell disaster. The air crackled with tension, and the ominous hum of the device filled their ears. "Remember, precision is key," Dr. Stone whispered. "We need to disable the device without triggering a collapse." As they approached the device, shadowy figures materialized from the darkness, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. The Umbra soldiers moved with fluid grace, their forms shifting and merging with the shadows around them. Max took the lead, charging into the fray with a roar. His enhanced strength and agility allowed him to plow through the Umbra soldiers, sending them flying with powerful blows. "We've got to keep them off Ava while she works on the device," he shouted. Kai, standing back-to-back with Max, used his telekinetic powers to hurl debris and create barriers, blocking the Umbra's advance. He focused his mind, lifting massive chunks of metal and stone to crush their enemies. "Ava, get to the device. We'll hold them here." Ava nodded, her eyes blazing with determination. She moved swiftly toward the device, summoning flames to create a protective barrier around her. The heat from her fire repelled the Umbra, giving her the space she needed to work. She studied the device's intricate controls, her hands moving with precision as she began to disable it. Dr. Stone provided cover fire with a plasma rifle, his military training evident in his every move. "We need to buy Ava more time," he called out, his voice steady despite the chaos. Suddenly, a massive Umbra commander emerged from the shadows, towering over the others. Its dark armor gleamed ominously, and it wielded a massive energy blade. The commander lunged at Max, who barely dodged the strike. Kai focused his telekinesis, attempting to immobilize the commander, but its sheer strength broke through his mental hold. The commander advanced, its blade aimed at Ava. "No!" Max bellowed, throwing himself in front of Ava. The blade struck him, and he grimaced in pain, but his genetically enhanced body held firm. He pushed back with all his might, wrestling the commander away from Ava. "Almost there!" Ava shouted, her hands moving frantically over the controls. "Just a few more seconds!" Luna burst into the stronghold, having defeated Riker and followed her friends. Her arrival was a beacon of hope. Luna's hands glowed with intense light, creating a blinding flash that disoriented the Umbra soldiers. "Hang on, Ava! We're almost there!" she cried, directing beams of light to push back the advancing enemies. Dr. Stone joined Max in confronting the Umbra commander, his plasma rifle firing in rapid succession. "Kai, Luna, give Ava cover fire," he ordered, his voice filled with resolve. Kai and Luna worked in unison, combining their abilities to form a defensive perimeter around Ava. Luna's light beams cut through the shadows, while Kai used his telekinesis to create barriers and hurl projectiles at the Umbra soldiers. The two of them were a formidable duo, their powers complementing each other perfectly. Max, despite his injuries, continued to wrestle with the Umbra commander, using his enhanced strength to keep the massive creature at bay. He could feel his energy waning, but refused to back down. "Hurry, Ava!" he grunted, struggling against the commander's relentless assault. Ava's fingers danced over the control panel, her mind racing as she deciphered the complex mechanisms of the Rift device. She could feel the heat from her protective flames and the urgency of her friend's battle behind her. Finally, with a decisive click, she initiated the shutdown sequence. "Got it!" she exclaimed. "The device is shutting down!" The machine began to power down, its pulsating glow dimming. The dimensional rift started to close, cutting off the flow of reinforcements. The remaining Umbra soldiers, sensing their defeat, began to retreat into the shadows. The Umbra commander, realizing its imminent defeat, made one last desperate attempt to strike Ava. Max, summoning the last of his strength, delivered a powerful blow that sent the commander reeling. Dr. Stone seized the moment, firing a precise shot that incapacitated the commander. With the rifts closed and the device disabled, the battlefield fell silent. The Umbra forces dissipated into the shadows, retreating back to their dark domain. The team stood amidst the wreckage, their bodies aching but their spirits triumphant. Ava collapsed to her knees, exhausted but relieved. "We did it," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. Max, panting and clutching his side, smiled weakly. "Nice work, team. We couldn't have done it without each other." Dr. Stone holstered his weapon and placed a reassuring hand on Max's shoulder. "You all performed exceptionally. The galaxy owes you a debt of gratitude." Luna and Kai joined them, their faces reflecting a mix of exhaustion and pride. "What's next?" Kai asked, his eyes still scanning the area for any lingering threats. Dr. Stone looked at his students, pride swelling in his chest. "Now, we rebuild and prepare for whatever comes next. We've proven that together we can overcome any challenge." As they made their way back to the academy, the students felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had faced darkness and emerged victorious, united by their courage and strength. The prophecy had been fulfilled, but their journey was far from over. With their unique abilities and unwavering determination, they were ready to protect the galaxy from any future threats. The Celestial Academy, though battered and bruised, stood resilient in the aftermath of the battle. The students and staff worked tirelessly to repair the damage, their spirits buoyed by the recent victory. The Academy's halls echoed with stories of bravery and unity, each tale a testament to the strength and courage of its defenders. In the infirmary, Max lay on a bed, his wounds being tended to by medical droids. Luna, Kai, and Ava stood by his side, their expressions a mix of concern and admiration. Dr. Stone entered the room, his face softened with pride and relief. "You were incredible out there, Max," Dr. Stone said, his voice filled with genuine respect. "All of you were. You proved that the prophecy was right. You are the chosen." Max grinned, wincing slightly from the pain. "Couldn't have done it without you guys," he said, looking at his friends. "We make a pretty good team." Luna nodded, her eyes shimmering with gratitude. "We couldn't have asked for a better leader, Dr. Stone. You believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves." Kai placed a hand on Max's shoulder. "And you, Max, showed us what it means to be truly brave. We're proud to stand with you." Ava, her fiery spirit undiminished, smiled warmly. "This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. We have so much more to do, so many more adventures ahead." Dr. Stone looked at his students, his heart swelling with emotion. You've all grown so much. Your courage, your resilience. It's an honor to be your teacher. The galaxy is a safer place because of you." As they shared a moment of quiet reflection, the bond between them deepened. They had faced darkness and emerged stronger, united by their shared experiences and unwavering support for one another. The prophecy had not only foretold a great battle, but had also forged an unbreakable connection between these young heroes and their mentor. With the Academy slowly returning to its former glory, the team knew that their journey was far from over. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together, as the guardians of the galaxy's future. The weeks following the battle were a time of rebuilding and reflection at the Celestial Academy. The students and staff worked tirelessly to restore their home, each brick and beam a testament to their determination and resilience. The Academy, though scarred, stood as a beacon of hope and strength, its spirit unbroken. A ceremony was held in the Grand Hall to honor those who had fought valiantly against the Umbra. Dr. Stone stood at the podium, looking out at the gathered crowd of students, teachers, and dignitaries from across the galaxy. His heart swelled with pride as he began to speak. Today, we celebrate not just a victory over a formidable enemy, but the triumph of unity, courage, and the indomitable human spirit, Dr. Stone said, his voice resonating through the hall. Each of you played a crucial role in protecting our home and ensuring the safety of the galaxy. He turned to Luna, Max, Kai, and Ava, who stood by his side. These 4 young heroes exemplify the qualities that make us strong. Luna, with her light, guiding us through the darkest times. Max, whose strength and bravery inspired us all. Kai, whose calm and focused mind kept us on course. And Ava, whose fiery spirit and control over the elements protected us at every turn. The crowd erupted into applause, and the 4 students exchanged proud, humbled glances. They had come a long way from being just students at an academy. They were now recognized as true defenders of the galaxy. Dr. Stone continued, "The prophecy foretold a great war, but it also spoke of a new era of peace and unity. We are the ones who will build that future. Together we will face whatever challenges come our way, knowing that we are stronger together." As the ceremony concluded, the students and staff of the Celestial Academy felt a renewed sense of purpose. The battle against the Umbra had tested their limits, but it had also shown them what they were capable of achieving when they stood together. In the days that followed, Luna, Max, Kai, and Ava resumed their studies and training, knowing that their journey was far from over. They had forged an unbreakable bond through their trials, and they were ready to face whatever the universe had in store. Dr. Stone watched his students with a mixture of pride and anticipation. He knew that the Academy would continue to produce heroes and leaders who would safeguard the galaxy for generations to come. The celestial prophecy had been fulfilled, but it was merely the beginning of a new chapter. With hearts full of hope and determination, the Celestial Academy and its guardians stood ready to embrace the future, united in their mission to protect and serve. The galaxy had seen the rise of its defenders, and they would shine brightly for all to see, a testament to the power of courage, unity, and unwavering resolve.